The Nevada Museum of Art has organized and is hosting a historic exhibition in celebration of Nevada's 150th anniversary of statehood. The 36 star, Nevada's Journey from Territory to State, opened on August the 2nd and comprises 3 galleries on the museum's 2nd floor. The exhibition will conclude with a showstopper during Nevada Day weekend. So from October 3rd through November 2nd, the original Emancipation Proclamation signed by President Abraham Lincoln will be on display to the public at the Nevada Museum of Art. The Emancipation Proclamation set the stage for the passage of the 13th Amendment to the Constitution that would abolish slavery. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation shortly after 2 p.m. on Thursday, January 1st, 1863. The Emancipation Proclamation is rarely on display due to its fragility, and really it has not been on view in Nevada since Freedom Train rolled through the state in 1948. In addition to the Emancipation Proclamation, this historic exhibition has many other highlights. So Amanda, I mean, this is by far one of the most exciting features I think we've done here on the Plush Life, and we're so grateful that you invited us here to do this. So let's tell our viewers what makes this exhibition so just exclusive, so rare.
So I think it's a combination of a couple of things. For instance, we have 2 amazing collections of photography from a very famous, in the era, photographer named Timothy O'Sullivan, who was one of the 3 best-known Civil War photographers of the day. And we have a Civil War photography collection from O'Sullivan. But in addition to that, we also have the first known photographs of Nevada, and those were taken by Mr. O'Sullivan during a survey of the 40th parallel. At the time, they were trying to map, the country and figure out what the heck was going on out west, and they did these official survey expeditions, and O'Sullivan was contracted for that exhibition. So we have some amazing photographs of Pyramid Lake with the pyramid and domes, Virginia City. There's one of a sailboat on the Truckee River. Wow. Yeah, and those are all borrowed from the Library of Congress. They've never been displayed before in the state of Nevada. Wow. So that's definitely one of the things that makes it a very unique exhibition.
Now you actually have 3 galleries in here full of different documents and items. Can you give us some of the other highlights that people might find when they show up?
Yes, so we also have the 1864 Proclamation of Statehood, and that is on loan from the National Archives. And that's literally, the letter, the proclamation, that was official and signed by Abraham Lincoln that said, hey, Nevada has just become the 36th state. I think it's so cool to see these documents. Mm-hmm. They've been preserved for 150 years, and to me, just to know that you're standing there with part of really amazing, pivotal history, you get the essence of what was going on at the time. So that's definitely one of the highlights. We also have the long telegram, and this I think will really fascinate people. Literally, they had to telegraph the Constitution, the Nevada State Constitution, from Carson City to Washington, D.C., so that it could be ratified in time for us to be declared a state. And they had tried to send it over land and by sea. It never got there. So they had to wing it, and they had to send it. And we don't think about how difficult it was to send information in this era of the digital age where everything is so rapid. And that was at the time the longest telegram in the world. And in today's dollars, it would have cost $60,000 to send. So that's definitely a highlight.
Just really incredible. That's incredible. Now you guys are really focusing on a very specific point in time where this exhibition is concerned. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we are really focused on literally Nevada's journey from becoming a territory in 1863 to becoming a state. And then a couple of years, after that, what was happening in the first couple of years of our statehood. So it's just a few years in history that we are really showcasing in this exhibit. And, we really wanted to tell the story of how Nevada came to be battle-born.
Where did most of these items come from, and how often do people get to view them, and kind of give us some information that will help people understand how really special it is and how awesome it is that the Nevada Museum of Art organized this complete display, hosting it. You've got parties involved. I mean, it's our 150th anniversary, so this is so incredible that you guys were able to pull this off.
Yeah, so we have items on loan from the Library of Congress and the National Archives, both in Washington, D.C. And that is really special because these items don't leave Washington often. Many of them have never been displayed in the state before, and for us to be able to get them is truly, because of the credibility, that the Nevada Museum of Art has, and because we are the largest cultural institution in the state, one of the oldest and the only accredited art museum. We also have borrowed items from the Nevada Historical Society and the State Library and Archives. And some of those, even though they live in Nevada, they're not regularly on display. And so, for instance, we have an original copy of the Nevada State Constitution that people don't typically get to see. And we have Civil War muster rolls that have never been displayed before to the public of the Nevada Volunteers. So really a huge effort to bring together these objects from several different institutions, but to combine it in this way and give people the opportunity is something that you definitely don't get the opportunity to do very often.
And at the end of this whole thing, the last 4 days, something very special is going to happen.
Yes, so October 30th through November 2nd, we will have the original Emancipation Proclamation signed by President Abraham Lincoln that will be here on display at the Nevada Museum of Art. This is on loan from the National Archives in Washington, D.C. There is only one original copy of the Emancipation Proclamation, and it doesn't get to travel often, and it's not on display often. It's literally fewer than about 72 hours out of every year. It's very limited, the amount of time that it gets to be shown because of its fragility. So even if you go to Washington, D.C., your chances of seeing it are not, they're very slim. And so that will be here. It's really a unique opportunity for people to come and revel in a pivotal point in our history.
And that's why it's only going to be here for a certain number of days, because it can only be in the light for 36 hours a year, is that correct?
So it can only be in the light a limited number of hours every year.
Okay.
And so
and you guys have it for 36
We do.
years.
So it's a 36-hour viewing period, and that's distributed over a number of days.
Right.
So Thursday, October 30th, it will be on display 10 to 7, and then Friday through Sunday, it will be on display from 10 to 5. And people will have to come here and get a timed ticket, and then maybe you come in the morning at 10 a.m. and your ticket is to get in line at 3, and you'll have to come back.
Okay.
But that's how we're going to take care of the traffic
Because you're
flow.
expecting people to come from all over the place to see this.
We are.
Because it's so rare.
Yeah, we're expecting people to come from all over the West Coast. The Emancipation Proclamation has not been in the state of Nevada since just after World War II. And it hasn't been on the West Coast since 2008. It just doesn't get to go out very often. And it has to travel here, top secret with handlers and a spy suitcase. I mean, it's a very big deal. So.
It's a very big deal, and you guys it's just amazing that you guys were able to do this for us. So we want to let people know, come first, come now, go through, take your time, sit down, watch the movies, spend some time in here.
Right.
And then come back during the big event during the last 4 days and see the Emancipation Proclamation. Is that what you're recommending to people?
Absolutely. When people come here and really get to spend some time soaking in Nevada history, they'll come out of here really believing that they are battle-born. And then, when you come back to see the Emancipation Proclamation, you really won't have an opportunity to check out the rest of the objects in the show because of the traffic.
And that's why you need to make 2 trips.
That's right.